Are you trying to figure out how to get past infidelity? If you are the person that has been betrayed, then this video is for you. I know that you're probably wondering, how the hell am I going to get past this situation? How the hell am I going to be able to forgive my partner, my spouse, my husband, my wife for doing this? If you are choosing to watch this video, it is because you are wanting to fight for the marriage, because you are wanting to try and figure out how to get past the infidelity and actually work on the marriage and the relationship. If you do not want to do that, this video is not for you. If you were the person who committed the infidelity, right? If you were the person who was unfaithful, this video is not for you. Now, you can watch this video and gain a different perspective, right? Maybe gain a perspective as to how the person who was betrayed, how your partner is going to try and handle the situation. But I will actually be doing two videos. This current video, which is for the person who was betrayed, and then a second video for the person who was unfaithful. So again, if you were betrayed, this video is for you. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Danny, and I am a life and relationship coach. I am the head coach here at the Happily Committed Project, and I am humbled and honored to be able to be here and try to help you work through this incredibly difficult emotional time. So the first thing that I want to say to you is I empathize with you. I know how difficult this can be, but if you want to fight for the marriage, if you want to get past this major hiccup in the relationship, it is possible. And I wanted to provide you with some recommendations, with some tips to help you along that process, to help you to start to feel like there is an opportunity or the ability to fix the marriage. So the first thing that I recommend in this situation for you is to allow yourself time to heal. You have to grieve. If you just wipe it under the carpet, if you just try to move past it, if you try to ignore it, if you try to pretend like nothing happened, it will come back to bite you in the ass. Do not let it go. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to scream. Allow yourself to get that out, because it is part of the grieving process. And in order for you to be able to start to fix the relationship or try to build something new or try to regain trust for your partner, you cannot be emotionally clogged. So if that means you have to, seek the help of a therapist to really kind of unpack the emotional trauma that you just experienced, do it. If you have to, start investing in spiritual courses, right? Meditation, yoga, maybe fitness classes to get that energy out. Whatever it is that you need to do, do it. Whatever it is that you feel is right for you to start to heal, do it. The second part of that is you have to start to try to communicate with your partner, right? I understand, right? You may not want to know what happened right away. You may not want to know the details of what happened, and that is completely up to you. This is your process. However, it will be necessary to speak with your partner. Let them know how you are feeling, why you are feeling the way that you are feeling. Ask them questions. Try to gain clarity so that you feel like you can start to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Because one of the hardest things for people in your situation is feeling or thinking that there are missing pieces. Things are not adding up. Things do not make sense. And when you feel that way, it's hard to move on. It's hard to trust your partner. It's hard to feel like, why did this happen? You never communicated with me that you were unhappy. You never told me that there was things wrong with the relationship. And because of that lack of communication, it may have resulted in this situation. So opening the lines of communication will be important. And I know for you, you're saying to yourself, why do I have to be the one to do that? Why do I have to be responsible for that? They're the ones that fucked up, so they're the ones that should be doing it. They're the ones that should be investing the energy. And you are completely right. I validate you in that. But you are also here wanting to fight for the marriage, which means there is a piece here that is on you, right? There is some accountability here in regards to you trying to get some answers, you trying to express yourself, you trying to get things off of your chest in a productive way. That does not mean that you should be cussing your partner out, or you should be, disrespecting them or hitting them or doing any of those types of things, because at the end of the day, that's not going to get you anywhere. Now, I do understand there will be periods where you lose your cool, right? Because your emotions get the best of you, and that is completely understandable. But as long as it does not become a pattern, and as long as you are not doing it in order to retaliate, then it's okay. Forgive yourself for those moments. And your partner will have to understand that there are going to be peaks and lows throughout this process, and you are going to have highly emotional moments. It's okay. The third part of this is processing again after you learn the facts. So the first part is allowing yourself to grieve, allowing yourself to try to begin the process of healing. And the other part of this is starting to process again after you learn all the facts, because you may not want to know everything that happened at the very beginning, or your partner may not be 100% comfortable divulging everything right away because they're already ashamed enough of what they have done. And things may start to come out bit by bit, piece by piece, as you start to come along and go through this journey, right? So it's going to involve you having to process every time you learn something new. Now, I know that is not the ideal way of dealing with the situation, but the reality is that happens quite often. And I want to present you with how it might end up going, right? So processing in real time as things start to come to light is going to be incredibly important. And how you process is up to you. My recommendation is to take some time and space to yourself, to meditate on the information, to journal, to really just sit in silence and try to understand what is happening, so that you are not distracted, so where you are not trying to deflect, right? And you're really sitting in the reality of what is happening. The other part of this is setting realistic expectations, right? And needs. If your expectation at this point is that your partner does not have the rights to be on social media anymore, they can't go out clubbing with their friends every weekend like they used to, they can't go out to bars or whatever the case may be, you have to set those expectations. But the part of this that is important is making sure that it is realistic, right? So what I mean by that is, if your partner works outside of the home, right, and they work from 9 to 5, if you're telling them, I don't trust you working at the office anymore, I'm gonna need you to quit your job and find another job. That's not realistic, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to live as well. You have to be able to support yourself. And asking your partner to quit their job and find another job may also negatively impact them and may prevent them from being able to get another job, because that's not the best way of going about the situation, right? Because they are quitting their job and then trying to find something else during a period of time where, jobs may not be that abundant right now. So being realistic in what your expectations are is extremely important. Is it realistic to ask your partner to log out of social media? Yes. Is it realistic to ask your partner to not go out as much to bars, maybe, if that's something that they like to do? Yes. Is it realistic to ask your partner to give you information as to where they're going to be when they go out? For this particular situation, yes, it is realistic, if that is what's going to make you feel more comfortable for the time being, until this trust starts to get rebuilt. The last part of this is managing stress and anxiety, right? Throughout this process, you are going to have multiple periods of time where you have anxiety attacks and panic attacks, and you shut down emotionally, or you're overly emotional. Managing those stresses is going to be incredibly important, so that you are actually able to work on the relationship and be productive and get somewhere with all of this that's going on. Obviously, you want to know that there is an end in sight. You want to know that there is some hope. And if you allow your emotions to get the best of you on a consistent basis, it's going to be really difficult to attain that goal, because you are going to be in a negative mindset that just feels like it is perpetual and just is never ending. So whether that means you invest in learning how to meditate, right? You can utilize an app called Insight Timer. I find it incredibly useful and beneficial, and it's something that I use myself. Whether you start going to yoga classes, whether you invest in going to a gym and starting to kind of get that energy out and really work on your own personal health, whatever it is that you need to do in order to feel like you are able to manage those stresses and those anxieties is going to be incredibly important during this period of time. If you like this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. Make sure you're also leaving your comments down below if you feel like I may have missed something. If you've been in this situation before and you can relate and you want to share your story, I would love to see it. I try to read as many as possible. I try to answer as many as possible as well. Maybe you feel like you just need a little bit more information, right? A little more detail. You can visit us at www.happilycommitted.com, where we have a multitude of different articles and blogs and videos related to this subject and many other subjects as well. Again, I know how difficult this situation is, and I know how important it is to feel like you have somebody on your team, somebody to guide you. I would be more than happy to support you through this process. And if you want to book a one-on-one coaching session, you can also do that via the website. You can either book with myself or any of the other amazing coaches that we have on the team. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you soon.